Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to another video. If you are new here, then hi, I am Shay. I post about all things lifestyle and home, and I have been cranking out the Christmas content. So make sure you go check out my other videos to see what else I found in stores. But for today, I am going to be doing a shop with me at Target, and then we will end with a haul like I've done with my other videos. So I'm going to be showing my favorite finds from Studio McGee, Hearth and Hand, and even their Wondershop collection. Seriously, so many cute finds, so I'm excited to get into today's video. So as usual, we'll get into the shop with me first, and then you'll meet me back here and I'll share a haul of all of the different pieces that I picked out for myself. But I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing down below. We're gonna keep the intro short, so let's just get into the shop with me. Okay, we are jumping right in with Studio McGee's collection, and right here on top they have these curated ornament sets. To be honest, I feel like the color palettes are kind of odd and a little bit niche, but the ornaments themselves do look very high quality. And right below those were these really pretty bow stocking holders, and I know that bows are very trendy right now, but honestly I think they are such a timeless and traditional choice for Christmas, so I love bows. I also love the gold tones, so I thought these customizable ornaments were really pretty, and she just has a lot of gold throughout her collection. So she has this little garland and also this tree topper that was conveniently out of the packaging so that I could show it a bit easier. I think it looks super high quality. It's definitely one of my favorite bow tree toppers that I've seen. Another new piece this year are these very unique trees. So they have kind of that metal gold tree with a deep green marble base, and they come in two different sizes. They also had these ornament sets that were very vintage inspired. I really liked the patterns, but again, I feel like the colors that they paired together were kind of an odd choice. And then on the very bottom, they had these velvet stockings. I was hoping to see the red one and a couple others that I saw online, but this is all that they had there, as well as some tree skirts tucked in the back. Moving right along, we are now in their blanket and pillow section, and again, there were just so many styles that they were missing that I was hoping to see in store, so I'll have to post some screenshots at the end of some of my favorites I found online. I loved this deeper red throw blanket. I love the ruffles. I love the plaid design. I think these two different styles are going to go very quickly this year. I also loved this throw pillow with the scalloped border and this really pretty wreath design in the center, and I totally would have gotten them if the green tone was just a little bit warmer. One of my favorite pillows in their collection this year was these bow pillows. So they only had this deeper red color in store, but they also had an ivory, and I just think both are so pretty and so elegant. This season's greeting pillow would be a cute little accent pillow. Again, I loved the scalloped border, and I also thought this partridge pillow was really cute. I liked the round shape for something different, and I also thought that this deeper red snowflake pattern pillow was another cute option. This section had a lot of whites and golds for those of you who like to decorate with a neutral color scheme, and they'd also be perfect to keep up all winter long since they don't scream Christmas. I love these snow globes so much. I kind of regret not getting one, but this one that I'm holding here has the display of baby Jesus, and then this one is some reindeer, so super cute. I also loved the bases. They looked very high end, and they also played music. I thought these gold reindeer were really pretty, and don't get mad at me, but I much prefer a style like these over the minimalistic black ones from Pottery Barn that everybody loves. I just like ones with a bit more character. Okay, but anyway, they also had these super soft faux fur blankets and pillows on the bottom that would add so much coziness to a space. And now I've wandered over to this section that has several different styles of these cone trees. My favorite style of all was definitely this clear one where you could see the fairy lights inside. I feel like those would be really pretty on a shelf. I loved these throw pillows with this knit tree design. They would go great with so many different styles, and you could also keep them up all winter long since they're not super Christmassy. Another favorite find was this wooden sleigh, because I think there are so many different ways you can style this. You could put some books on it and place it on a shelf. You could add a candle and a mini tree and create a little vignette. You could also even put some brown parchment paper on top and use it as a serving tray for your baked goods. Seriously, just so many different options. But now we're wrapping up this side. I'm sharing some more snow globes in the more traditional colors, and then also this really fun Christmas countdown. Still in the threshold section, we are in the back now, and I found these golden bow bookends. Again, I think bows are so timeless, so elegant, and I think these are a really cute touch. These dark rattan wicker trees are very popular this year in their collection, so if you like them, I wouldn't waste any time adding them to your cart. They have 3 different sizes, and they range from $12 to $22 depending on the size you get. They also had a few different faux tree options. I really liked the wicker base. This one has a little scalloped detail, and this one was my favorite in this really pretty gold vase. Another thing they absolutely nailed in their collection this year were their wreaths. They had so many beautiful wreaths. I loved this one with the red berries and this velvet red bow, and another favorite was this one next to it with this kind of unique Christmas ribbon. To go along with their wreaths, they also had some different garland options. I really liked this cedar one with these red berries that were more of a muted, deeper red, which is definitely what I prefer, but I also saw that they had this one with some more bright red berries. Wrapping up the Studio McGee collection, I just wanted to share some of their wall art. So they had this one that was kind of a unique, different style with a Christmas scene, and then this little print with the deeper red bow with this vintage frame. And now that brings us to Hearth and Hand's collection, so let's go ahead and get started with their candles. They had several different options to choose from, and one of the most popular ones this year is definitely this little bell candle, for good reason. I just think it's super cute and festive, and I always appreciate candles with pretty packaging because even after the candle has been burned, you can still use the container as a pretty decor piece. This candle is also a popular choice this year in this pretty red color, but it also comes in a deeper brown and this forest green. I also liked these options if you still decorate with traditional colors but prefer something a bit more muted. And now I'm going through some of their stems, which were definitely picked over. I actually went to Target the very first day that all of their Christmas stuff came out, and it was stocked full. So I should have recorded then, but this is what we're working with now. And it's probably a more realistic expectation of what you can see if you go shopping there now, since everything sells out so quickly. But anyway, I really liked these berry stems. I think they're so pretty, but I don't like the color of the leaf. I feel like it's just a bit too bright, so I would probably take those off. But one of my favorite stems that they brought back were these cedar ones. They're such a staple for Christmas. I just love anything with cedar, so I also really liked this garland and also this centerpiece. Seriously, so beautiful. It would be such a great addition to your tablescapes, and if I had a dining room table, I would have snagged this immediately. They typically always have some type of faux pre-made arrangements, and sometimes I like them, but I didn't love any of them this year. They had that smaller one with the bright red berries, and then again this one with the lime green leaves that I just don't love. They also had this metal wreath, which I thought was very pretty. I don't exactly know how I'd style it, but I thought it looked very timeless and elegant, and I liked the color of the green bow. And of course, they had some stockings in their collection. I really liked these knitted ones, especially with the neutral colors, because they go great with any style. And I also want to say that this green stocking here does come in a deeper red color as well. Moving right along, I found all of these little lamps, and instantly I thought they'd be perfect to style on a kitchen counter, which I know is a bit controversial to have a lamp in the kitchen, but I personally love it and think it adds a lot of coziness. These little LED candles would also add so much coziness. I'm just picturing them displayed in a window, and it just feels so nostalgic, just like my childhood Christmas. Another one of my favorite pieces was this countdown. I think it's so cute and so vintage and a fun way to count down until Christmas. And now we are on to their blankets and pillows, which I actually didn't love this year. I think it's because the red and green tones were just a bit off from what I'm decorating with this year. They had very bright reds and kind of this deeper bluish green, which I like a bit more of a warmer green, but I will say I do like the patterns, I do like the textures, and they all feel very soft and high quality, so I thought they were cute, just not exactly the style I'm going for. I also just wanted to mention really quick that I didn't see any of their artwork in this store, so either they were very picked through or they just didn't have them out yet. So I'll definitely share screenshots at the end of some that I liked, including the ones that I picked up for myself. But anyway, now we are on to this front section that had several pretty candles. I know these scalloped ones are very popular this year. They also had this bell garland, which I think would look so good on a mantle, and they also have these two-piece swag sets that again are very popular. I don't love the color difference between the ribbon and the berries. I wish the ribbon was more of a deeper red color, so I personally passed on them, but they were a great price for two of them. Up front they had some more little ornaments, and again they were missing so many different styles, but I did really like these ones. They opened up so you could put things in them, but I'm not exactly sure what I would do with that, so let me know if you have any ideas. I loved this bell swag that they had. I think it would be so pretty on a wreath or maybe with a garland on a mantle. And then they also had some tree skirts on the bottom that again I liked the pattern of. They felt very nostalgic, but I just didn't love the colors personally with what I'm decorating with. They had a couple of different ornament sets that I saw. So this first one was a 6-pack of very traditionally colored ornaments, very bright reds and deep greens, and then these 3-pack of glass ornaments that were kind of in an onion shape, and I loved the moody color of these. I feel like they'd be so pretty for the style I'm going for. I just wish there were more than just 3. On the side here they had a few more different pieces for your tree, starting with this gold bead garland, which I really like. like, especially kind of styled with the swagged look. I think looks so elegant and timeless. And another piece that feels so classy and timeless to me are these clip-on candles for your tree branches. I just love the cozy vintage feel that they would add, and I also liked this little tree topper. I feel like it's a good balance between very minimal but also a good statement piece. And now we're wrapping up the Hearth and Hand collection in the Christmas section, and they always have a great selection of different mugs and dinnerware. I feel like they did a really great job at curating pieces for this collection that just felt very nostalgic and like a classic Christmas, including this milk and cookie set. I think is so fun. They had this little cocoa caddy that was really cute, and something new to their collection that I'd never seen before were their different cookie and cracker sets and their little cocoa stirrers. Lastly, I just wanted to wrap up this shop with me by sharing just a few of the Wondershop collection items. They actually had some really cute pieces and they were very affordable, so I figured they were worth including. And if a collection has any nativity scenes, I always love to include them in my videos just to bring in the true reason for the season. So they did have a couple of options, including this metal nativity set that was personally my favorite. I think it would look so pretty styled on a mantle. And the last item that caught my eye were these little gold houses on the bottom here. I think if you spray painted them or added rub and buff to give them a more vintage look, they would be a super cute addition. Alright you guys, welcome back. I am so excited to share everything that I picked out. I found everything that I wanted with the exception of a few. So I'm going to share some of the pieces first that I found online that I really liked, and then we will actually get into my haul. Starting off with this stocking, I'll put a picture here on the screen, but I absolutely love it. I think it is so feminine, so elegant, and I am so sad that I didn't snag it. It was actually in stock when I saw it online, and I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to get it, and of course I waited too long and they sold out. So let that be your lesson learned to not do that if you see a piece you like. I was hoping to find it in stores, and I feel like this is the one item that I have just not seen in any of the Targets I've been to. So anyway, I love this stocking. If it comes back in stock, I definitely want to get it. Fingers crossed, because that is at the top of my list. Next, I just wanted to share a few of their pillows because, like I said, at the Target I went to, they didn't have their full collection. So this is the first one. I think it is probably the most popular of their collection this year. I love the scalloped border, and they also have some stitching on the scallops, which is just so pretty. I love all of the details with this pillow, and the colors were perfect. The pillows were just in a little bit of a higher price point than I wanted to pay anyway. So even if I saw the full collection in stores, I probably wouldn't have been able to snag them this year, but I really, really love this one. I think it's so classy. And this is the second pillow. It's actually quite a bit bigger than the first one I just shared. It would be so pretty to layer. I love the colors in it, but this one was $40. So again, pretty high price point for a pillow. I just don't think I want to pay $40 for a seasonal pillow. And then the last pillow is this ruffle one that again is so, so cute. Love the details on this one. I also love that it's not specific to Christmas, so I could keep it up a little bit longer. But again, the price point is just super high and not in my budget for this year. So we had to skip on those, but those were my top pillows that I loved. They had so many good ones to choose from in the Threshold section this year. And lastly, I just wanted to share a couple of their prints because again, the Target that I went to was either completely wiped out or they just didn't have them out altogether. So the first one has these deeper red colors with the classic traditional plaid. I absolutely love this one, and it matches those deeper reds that I'm going with. So I thought this one was a super cute option. And very similar to that one was this green one, again with the plaid, and I thought the wreath in the center was super cute. The only thing about this one, and I mentioned it in the video as well, is that I'm decorating with a lot more warmer greens. Any of my stems or greenery that I have leans a lot warmer, and I feel like the greens in their collection this year were more of that bluish green or cool toned green. So I thought this one was super cute, but it wouldn't work super well with my decor. The next one is this frame. I loved the wooden frame, and this ski picture in the center is so cute. And this one would be good to keep up throughout the winter because it doesn't scream Christmas. So I thought this one was a good option, especially for $14.99. Next is this one, which is the Christmas Carol wall art. And I thought it was really cute, but to be honest, I saw it in one of the stores and it is much smaller than the listing picture makes it seem. Seriously, like the size of a small reading book. So definitely smaller than I thought. Still thought it was a cute option though. And then the last wall art picture that I have is this oval frame. I love the oval frame just to kind of switch it up. I think this would look really pretty if you have a gallery wall to again just add some more visual interest with the shapes. The watercolor trees are really pretty. I like the darker wood frame. I just think this one is super classy and nostalgic feeling. So this is another one of my favorites. I saw a lot of these in store, just not on a day I was filming for this YouTube video. I do have a short that I will put up in the corner right here. You guys can go watch that and see a couple of these pieces in store to get a better idea of how they look. But now we are ready to get into the haul of the things I actually picked out for myself. And I just have to say, say I think I killed it this year. I am so excited to style with all of these pieces. So first up is this candle, and I just had to snag it this year. I feel like I am a sucker for any of their larger candles that they release. This one is in the balsam and berry scent, and with this particular candle, they actually had several different scents, but this one just happened to be my favorite, and this is the one I can't find in any other stores, so I think it was a lot of people's favorites as well. Seriously smells so good and so Christmassy, and I love that I can reuse this bowl even after I burned the candle. I think it would look really pretty in years to come with some ornaments inside or just to display on a shelf. So I am super excited about this one, and I love incorporating gold tones for Christmas just to add a bit of coziness and warmth. Next, I picked up some stems, and I think these are my favorite stems I have ever purchased. This is what they look like. They are the red berry stems from Hearth and Hand, and I just love the color. So they are a really deep red. I don't know how they're appearing on camera, but they're a true deep burgundy red, which is perfect for the colors that I'm going for. I also liked the green because it's not a bright green. It's just a nice muted tone that goes well with all of the greenery that I have. And they don't have the price on these tags, but I want to say they were $12.99 a piece. So I snagged 4 of them, and I think I'm planning to style them on our kitchen island this year. Super excited about these. I seriously love the little pop of color that they give. So here's just a better up close shot of them. I'm seriously so excited that I found these, and I can't wait to style them. Next, I picked up this little pack of mini wreaths, and these are actually napkin rings by Hearth and Hand. So there are so many different ways that you can style these. Of course, you can wrap them around a napkin like they're intended for, but what I plan to do is actually hang them on our picture frames or little mirrors to add kind of a Christmas touch. So I purchased these velvet pre-made bows off of Amazon, and I thought that they would look so cute on there and so Christmassy. So like I said, I'm planning to put these on some of our picture frames. I also saw a really cute way someone styled this on a charcuterie board, so I'll put that picture here. There's just several ways to use these, and these always go quick every year, so I am very excited about these. Next, I got this little mini countdown that I think is just so fun and unique, and what I love most about it is that it's not just for Christmas. It actually has different options to count down to your birthday, Easter, and I believe Halloween. So seriously so cute, and then this switches between days and sleeps. Just very customizable. That's really why I liked it, because I can use it for multiple seasons and holidays. So I just think this is so fun, and I'm excited to probably place it on our shelf on top of some books. Next, I did snag a piece of wall art from the Hearth and Hand collection this year, and it is this beautiful red berry one. I love the gold frame and the detail on it. It looks very vintage, and I also think that these red berries are just a perfect little pop of color. Very excited to style this. I might place it on a shelf or even on our countertops, kind of in the back of a vignette. So stay tuned to see how I style this, but this is definitely one of my favorite pieces that I picked up this year. Okay, and the last item that I picked up is this little canister. This actually wasn't in the Hearth and Hand or anywhere in the Christmas section. I found it on my way out just on an end cap, and it was on clearance. So it was a really good find. I'm planning to do a little hot cocoa bar, and this is what's going to hold the hot chocolate. It actually doesn't come with this bow on it, but it is how I'm planning to style it. So this is just another pre-made bow from Amazon. This is what it actually looks like, but it just opens up like that, and I can put in our hot cocoa powder to just scoop from. So I just think this is super cute, and I love the darker wood color for Christmas. I just feel like it's very cozy. So that is everything that I got from Target this year. Let me know what your favorite piece was, or if you're planning to go and what you'd like to get. And of course, stay tuned to see how I style everything. I do have a couple more shop with me videos planned as well. So I think my next video will be shopping at World Market and Michael's. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you're subscribed for all of my Christmas videos to come. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.